Mook out Peter's pants.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Oh god, it's a killer.
It's the best joke Jamie told all day.
I was trying to tell Jim's kids a joke, and I was like, wait, well, okay, there's a bear and a rabbit. Jim's like, no, they know that one. No, I can't say this one. I can't say this one. I just went, moo cow penis pants. And it worked.
Yeah, my kids were murdered. They were absolutely murdered. This is their first Jamie hang-up.
I couldn't think of anything. I was like, everything I thought of was inappropriate. I was like, oh, there's one. I was like, why do rabbits not make noise when they have sex? I'm like, nope, can't do that one. I'm like, fuck, I can't
think of anything clean. I know, I'll just yell penis.
Penis.
Trashmen. Rated R for rubbish.
All right. This is Trashmen Media. You're here with Travis North, Craig Sorensen, James Jimbo Dubs, and myself, Jamie Klein. And we're watching New York Ripper, Lucio Fulci's 1982 slasher gore flick.
Speaking. What do you want?
To dedicate a murder to you.
New York Ripper, Jim. First time you've seen it. What do you think?
It is sleazy, and it is, kind of raw and in your face. But at the same time, I'm also a little bit desensitized because I've certainly seen things that I felt were more offensive. I don't know. I mean, it's your Jack the Ripper kind of modern spin, right? It's a more modern version of Jack the Ripper set in New York.
It's not the most clever genre.
No,
not by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Not clever, but for a Fulci movie, you can pretty much follow it. You may question it, but I don't think watching it you ever have a what the fuck is going on moment.
Yeah, it was
like
which I would prefer. I prefer that from Fulci.
Well, it's definitely not Fulci's best film. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
It's probably my least favorite.
Wow.
But it's probably one of his more famous because of how shocking it is. Because I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it, but this is like, one of the ones that would always kind of get mentioned. The Beyond being obviously one of them. This one being one of them.
Zombie.
Yeah,
Zombie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Zombie.
Yeah, City of the Living Dead's up there for me too. I like that one a lot. Also,
and I like Don't Torture a Duck.
Yes.
I still gotta see that.
I have not seen that either.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I agree with Craig. I really like that one. I thought that one was really solid. So.
No one forgets about New York Ripper.
You could also just make it good.
Good. What's good misogyny? If you're going to go with that take,
I don't mean good misogyny. I just mean make the film good.
I mean, it's the only thing that has a constant through line through it, though. It's like whether it's the dialogue of people constantly calling women dumb bitches or chicken, head. What
belittling them for not being intelligent.
You women should stay home where you belong. You're a menace to the public. And you've got the brains of a chicken.
Very specifically, there's the one scene with the the whatever you want to call her, the sex performer, right? After she's done doing her sex performance in the theater, gets stabbed in the crotch with a bottle.
Broken bottle there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that bothers me the most about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's needlessly over the top and misogynist.
That's what helps to separate it from the just piles of other giallo movies. Is it is so just over the top misogynistic. It helps to stand out from the just titles and titles and titles that you can watch.
Well, you could also make it
Okay,
good.
great, but somebody got stabbed in the crotch with a broken bottle. That's a little more memorable. It is obviously over the top, but you remember it for sure.
You know, Jack the Ripper has been known to mutilate women in the privates. I mean, you also got the Black Dahlia murders that's happened. So this, it didn't bother me so much because it has happened, unfortunately, in real life. But I enjoyed the film only because I really got a kick out of how well it was shot. I thought it looked really good. And I'm not just saying the Blue Underground 4K Blu-ray. I mean, the film is shot very well. It's a very well shot film. And I got a kick out of the killer speaking in a duck voice. That is hilarious to me. I think that's the highlight. For me, that's the highlight of the movie. Forget all the gore and stuff, which I still enjoyed, but the duck voice is absolutely hilarious.
Who the hell are you?
Did you guess,
Dun, 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 dun.
Real briefly on the going gore, I thought some of the special effects looked pretty good. I really got a kick out of the eyeball being cut through, and you've seen actually the eyeball burn a little bit even as it's being cut. Thought that looked pretty neat.
Yeah, I think the 1-2 punch there of a nipple bisection with the eyeball. I mean, those typically you'd get like one of those in a movie, but those are like back to back with the same victim, which was pretty pretty over the top, I would say.
Yeah,
that's what I expect from him. So
Fulci doesn't like his eyes. All his films, someone's getting their eye gouged or ripped out or whatever. But yeah, I thought for fans of gore flick, this has got some pretty decent effects. At least I think so.
The one thing we haven't talked about is sort of the sexuality of the movie, the sleazy sexuality of the movie, right? We've talked about the gore, and we've talked about sort of the general misogyny, but it's really heavy in the sex, right? You have the whole scene with the sort of the sex crazed woman, right, going from scene to scene, and especially the one where she's at the bar, and then the hoodlums, are sitting at the table with her, and sticks his foot in her crotch or whatever.
That beer says she's got on silk.
Nah. She's like her, don't wear nothing, right? Oh, I was wrong about the bank. But she sure wants to go for a little ride.
What?
That was an important plot point, though, Jim.
Sure.
That was very important. That had to be that movie.
So what? But seriously, all joking aside, that it's not gory, so it's not filling the gore quota, right? It's just a pure shock.
Hey, she got a free beer out of it, and that poor guy now has stinky toes. So she's up on all of it, if you think about it.
that was done for pure titillation.
There are scenes that are there for the violent quota, and there are scenes that are there for the sex quota.
For a movie that spent so much time in New York, in that area, why would you not hype up the sexuality? You're on 42nd Street in the era of just filth. To shoot in that area and not have tons of nudity seems completely insane. So to me, it makes total sense.
It wasn't titillating at all, and then it just goes back to the storyline again. It was such an odd moment of the film. But yeah, it's just for shock.
And again, I think that speaks to the fact that you do not forget New York Ripper one way or another. Either you're offended by it, or you're like, "What the fuck is that movie with the guy with the duck voice?" When you've seen it, you're just not forgetting it.
It to me, it almost if you're looking at Fulci's career, and he did the Zombie, and then he did the Beyond, and then he did I think it was House by the Cemetery, might have been the next one, and I thought City of the Living Dead is right around the same time too. It almost seems like New York Ripper was just like, fuck it, let's just make a slasher film. It's popular right now, and we'll just make a slasher movie. We're in New York at the time. Let's just do this.
I do agree that it is well shot too. Noticeably different in tone from that visually perspective than some of the other ones.
Right.
Which have their own type of moods and stuff to it. So it's different, but it's noticeably, he wasn't just cranking it out, I don't think. There was actually some attempt to make it look decent.
Right. But I don't think there was an attempt at the script. I think that for me,
they don't excel at that.
Well, no, I mean, according to the Blu-ray, that it has 4 credited screenwriters.
Wow.
So,
damn.
At least according to the back of the box.
Listening to the dialogue alone, it feels like someone who doesn't live in the U.S. that think this is how people talk in New York City. Let's just write it like this. It just seems kind of phony and over the top.
Go ahead, Craig. Sorry.
It's dubbed.
Right. So I was going to say how true to the Italian script is it when somebody's dubbing it and they're paraphrasing or changing a lot of stuff.
True.
So I wouldn't ding it too much for that because it is dubbed.
Jim dubbed.
All right. I'll be back in a little while. You need anything?
No, only you, baby.
Sometimes I wonder how a girl like you, with an IQ of 182, could be such a dummy.
It's you, baby. Your overpowering touch shorts out my brain circuits.
And to be perfectly honest, most people aren't going to think it in depth as much as we are. You know, Fulci keeps things moving enough where you're not. You know, most people aren't gonna quibble about pieces and vignettes that nothing ties together. You have characters that kind of ping pong through it, and they give you enough information to say like, oh, that could be the killer, that could be the killer, that could be the killer. You're watching this woman going around having like sexual escapades so she could record it and play it back for her husband, but none of that really ties together.
I think I'm never big on just like murder mysteries. So if they're going to just kind of follow standard, like okay, there's a couple characters, here's a couple red herrings, this guy's obviously on it because it's way too obvious, and just totally contain it within just a sleazy, nudity-filled gore fest, like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, what they set out was to make, I think, a memorable, gory slasher film. Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It's like a Friday the 13th film. You get.
I think the producers wanted a sleazy, gory horror film, and Fulci was like, "Hey, but I hated the villain."
How do I? Is that your Fulci impersonation? Yeah. The non-dubbed version.
Yeah.
How do I work in my hatred of the woman?
If I were the producer, if I put myself in the producer's shoes, I'm thinking I want to make a movie so shocking that people talk about it and then they have to see it in the theater because it's the most shocking thing. So
it's exploitation.
Yeah,
and it does a great job of making an exploitation movie.
Yeah,
it doesn't shy away from nudity. It doesn't shy away from violence. It gives people what they want for what people. I mean, at the time in the theater, yeah, right. Like you said, there's not like 40 minutes of just walking around or any of that crap. It moves along. It delivers the goods, and you're gonna remember it.
It definitely earns its title. I mean, New York Ripper, just that title alone, you get what you pay for.
It had plenty of New York shots, not just like one or two.
Oh yeah,
It had plenty of exteriors.
and plenty of killer with a duck voice. It's still absolutely hilarious to me. Oh, how about the opening? The opening with the dog. That's
It's great.
great.
Great opening.
That is a great fucking opening. That might be my favorite part of the movie.
Especially the music.
You're right. And it freeze frames on the dog's face with the title.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which, by the way, the music is great. Love the music in this. And I've seen worse Fulci films, and I've seen better Fulci films. I still enjoyed it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go about probably 3.5 cans on this.
What's the scale again?
5.
Okay.
2.
Jim, I'm really curious as the newbie.
I'm thinking. If I were to rate it how I like it, how I personally like it, I would probably give it I'd side with Craig. I'd give it a 2 for my personal enjoyment of it. It's just not it's not my thing. But for what it is, I actually think it's very good at what it's trying to do. So I would probably give it a 3.5 or a 4 for what it is. So my ultimate rating is, for me personally, it's not. I don't know if it's anything I'd watch again or care to watch again, but I for the person who does like it is really going to like it.
4.5.
What? what does Travis do again when he's shocked over someone's rating? Jesus, or something like that.
Wow.
Wow, that's it. Wow.
It's to me up there. It's one of my favorites of his. I think it does everything it wants to do, and it does it great.
I think 3.5 is a good score. Go 4.5. Wow, 4.5 for me. That's like zombie territory or the Beyond.
It's not as good as the Beyond.
Beyond is your favorite of Fulci's?
I think that's his best.
I have a baby soft spot for Zombie.
Yeah, I get what it is, or at least I think I get what it is. I see the entertainment value in it. Like, if I was younger, I would probably be like, "Oh, you gotta fucking see this thing,"
Right.
A 15-year-old boy who's a little bit repressed and mom doesn't want him to watch the rated R movies would eat this shit up.
Yeah. Sounds like you're describing somebody I know.
I think that's when I watched it. We were 15, 16, around there.
Ugh, it smells like Trashmen media around here.